Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw for his tireless dedication and visionary leadership in protecting our community and making our roadways safe. Whereas in almost 15 years of exemplary service as head of Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Bradshaw has made the agency one of the most modern and advanced agencies in the county and skillfully leads a dedicated team of more than 4,000 professional employees during a time of unprecedented challenges and problems for traffic safety. Whereas Sheriff Bradshaw has been a sheriff since 2005 and built a consistent record of safer streets, roads, and highways by using the most modern technological tools combined with skilled community policing. Whereas Sheriff Bradshaw has built the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office on a foundation of trust and performance, achieved through the setting of goals and the willingness to adapt, Sheriff Bradshaw has received national attention for his proactive approach to law enforcement. Whereas also for Sheriff Bradshaw's community policing and for his leadership in domestic terrorism, his role as head of Homeland Security for Martin County to the Florida Keys, and for his establishment in 2001 of the Behavioral Sciences Unit. Whereas Sheriff Bradshaw has remained a steadfast supporter and proponent of traffic safety. Whereas he has advocated for seatbelt safety, supports no texting while driving for all drivers, and has received a grant from the Florida Department of Transportation. Now therefore, I, Representative Emily Schlossberg, Florida House District 91, do recognize and commend Sheriff Rick Bradshaw. I'm delighted to send my heartfelt congratulations for your achievements in preventing accidents, saving lives, and strengthening our community. Thank you, Sheriff Bradshaw.
Thanks, Sheriff.
I
don't think so. This is Kevin. This is Kevin.
Kevin, he's on
He heads up Homeland Security.
On behalf of Sheriff Bradshaw.
Yeah, right.
We have now Will Altier, and Will is going to tell you his story. Will?
Thank you, Irv. My name is Will Altier, and I want to share with you my drinking and driving story. August 13th of 2003, I was involved in a fatal car accident. I was at dinner, and I had a few drinks with a girlfriend. I took her home, and I proceeded down Palmetto Park Road, approaching Federal Highway, and my car collided with someone taking a left-hand turn in front of me. I was charged with roughly 40 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. My victim died at the scene. She was impaled in the dash of her car, and the driver was 7 months pregnant, and she ended up losing her baby. She had a stillborn baby 19 hours later. It's changed my life tremendously. Now it's been 16 years since this happened to me, and it doesn't make it any easier. I volunteer for the Schlossberg, or for the Dory Saves Foundation, and any of the public schools that will need a speaker for this. I did 5 years in state prison. I'm currently wrapping up a 10-year probation term. I went to court actually this Monday to try to get an early termination of my probation, and the victim showed up to court. So after 16 years and 13 years of telling them I was sorry, I still had to look them in the eye, and it was one of the hardest things I've done lately. And it just rehashed and relived everything that I put out there. And I volunteer to do this because I don't want anybody else to go through what the victims went through, what my family went through, what I went through, and I'm the lucky one because I walked away from a fatal car accident, and I only got 5 years in prison and 10 years probation, and I have my life and I have kids now, but I haven't driven in 16 years, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to drive again. I just want to bring awareness to drinking and driving, and it's a lot of people do it. They go out, they have a drink or two at dinner, they don't realize something so quickly and tragic can happen in seconds. If you guys have any questions for me, I'm here, I'll answer anything, and anyone? Yes, ma'am?
I will. You speak at a lot of our classes in the summer, our driver class.
Correct.
And it's very impactful for our students. Can you explain to the audience that whose fault the accident was and why you were convicted of it?
Well, I had a blood alcohol level, so the accident was my fault. I got charged with everything. The woman did take a left-hand turn in front of me. In my argument, my light was green. She was not wearing a seatbelt. The speed, yes, 40 miles an hour was 10 miles an hour over the posted speed limit, so it was reckless. And did I answer your questions? Yes. Anybody else?
Let me say a few words about Will. Our organization has gone in front of probably 500,000 students. And I would say 75% of the time, when no one was looking, Will was right by my side, telling the students about what it's like to be in jail. And you know, it's one thing telling us what it's like to be in jail, because it's a heavy thing. On the other hand, when you're talking to impressionable 15-year-olds and you're telling, or 16-year-olds, and telling them what it's like to be in jail, it's a very, very effective speaker. And so Will wasn't doing this to get a lighter sentence, because he was already sentenced. And he's got a sentence for life. He knows that he killed someone. And on the other hand, he wasn't forced. No, the court didn't force Will to come with Irv Schlossberg and the team out to all of the schools that we went to. But almost every single school, Will was right by my side, and Will was telling the kids what it's like to be in jail. And so, Will, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shawnee, the Distracted Driver Education Conference honoring Allstate Foundation for your outstanding